Have you ever pondered the true nature of wealth? Is it merely the accumulation of money, or is there a deeper, more fulfilling form of prosperity? Today, we embark on a philosophical journey to explore the essence of wealth, drawing insights from ancient wisdom to modern thought. In our modern society, wealth is often equated with financial success. Yet, philosophers across time have challenged this notion. They suggest that true wealth encompasses not just material possessions, but also the richness of the mind and spirit. Ancient thinkers like Epicurus emphasized the value of simple pleasures and inner tranquility over material excess. He believed that happiness stems from the absence of pain, and the work is an integral part of human existence. However, its purpose has been interpreted differently throughout history. While some view work as a means to an end, others see it as a path to personal growth and societal contribution. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. This philosophy encourages us to find contentment within ourselves, suggesting that true wealth lies in virtue and self-mastery. Relying solely on a paycheck for fulfillment can be limiting. By exploring diverse avenues, such as creative pursuits, community involvement, and lifelong learning, we can enrich our lives beyond financial means. Personal development is a cornerstone of lasting prosperity. Investing time and effort into self-improvement not only enhances our skills, but also deepens our understanding of what it means to live a meaningful life. Philosophical teachings equip us with tools to navigate life's uncertainties. By embracing concepts like impermanence and acceptance, we build resilience, enabling us to thrive regardless of external circumstances. The pursuit of wealth raises important ethical questions. Philosophers urge us to consider the moral implications of our financial decisions, advocating for integrity and responsibility in our economic endeavors. A balanced life integrates work, leisure, relationships, and personal growth. Achieving this equilibrium requires intentional choices and a clear understanding of our values and priorities. As we conclude our exploration, let's redefine wealth not merely as financial abundance, but as a holistic state of well-being. By aligning our actions with philosophical wisdom, we can attain a form of prosperity that transcends the material. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what is wealth, really? Is it the digits in your bank account, the value of your car or your house? Or could it be something far deeper, something intangible, yet infinitely more fulfilling? Today, we are going to challenge the conventional idea that prosperity is about working a 9-to-5 job, climbing a corporate ladder, or tirelessly chasing a higher salary. There is another way, a more meaningful philosophical road, a road that leads not just to financial freedom, but to inner peace and lasting fulfillment. As we journey together, you'll discover how ancient and modern philosophy can illuminate a path to prosperity that doesn't involve being bound to a paycheck. The idea of wealth has been hijacked by modern culture. It's become synonymous with money, luxury, and status. But philosophers, ancient and contemporary, have consistently argued that this definition is not only limited but deeply flawed. Wealth, in its truest form, is the ability to live a life of purpose and contentment. The Stoics referred to it as eudaimonia, a state of flourishing that comes from living in alignment with your virtues, not your possessions. In this sense, wealth is measured not by how much you own, but by how deeply you live. It is about the richness of your thoughts, the quality of your relationships, the freedom of your mind. When we begin to embrace this deeper definition, we liberate ourselves from the illusion that a salary defines our value. The pursuit of more money, more things, more validation is a trap. This is not a new insight. Centuries ago, Epicurus, the ancient Greek philosopher, taught that happiness does not come from abundance, but from simplicity. He advocated for a minimalist life, focused on essentials: food, shelter, friendship, and thought. The paradox is that the more we strip away what we don't need, the more space we create for what really matters. In today's consumer-driven world, simplicity becomes an act of rebellion and clarity. To live simply is to declare that you are no longer willing to be a slave to desire, that you refuse to trade your freedom for things that never truly satisfy. Real wealth, Epicurus reminds us, is needing less, not having more. Work is an unavoidable reality for most, but the philosophical question isn't whether we should work, it's how we relate to our work. For some, work is a means to an end. For others, it becomes an identity. But for the wise, work is a practice, a way to express one's values and contribute meaningfully to the world. The existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus recognized the absurdity of life, but encouraged us to create meaning through our actions. Work, when aligned with purpose, becomes a powerful tool for self-expression. But when work is only about survival or status, it can become a prison. True prosperity lies in reclaiming the meaning of work, not as a sacrifice for wealth, but as a reflection of who you are and what you stand for. Stoicism offers a radically liberating view on wealth. You already have everything you need. The Stoics taught that the only true wealth is inner freedom, the ability to choose your response, regardless of circumstances. External wealth can be lost. It's vulnerable to markets, disasters, and misfortune. But your character, your discipline, your wisdom, those are yours to cultivate and protect. This doesn't mean rejecting money. It means not being ruled by it. The Stoic mindset invites you to build a fortress within, a place where your self-worth is rooted not in your earnings, but in your virtue. Prosperity, then, is not something to chase. It's something to uncover through stillness, introspection, and conscious living. If you tie your sense of success to a paycheck, you put your well-being at the mercy of forces beyond your control. What happens when the job is lost? When the market crashes, when the promotion doesn't come, you crumble. Unless you've built other wells of fulfillment, diversifying your emotional and intellectual income streams is just as vital as financial diversification. What gives your life meaning outside of work? Is it art, writing, nature, parenting, spirituality, community service? The richest lives are the ones that draw from multiple sources. When your identity is not rooted in a single role, you gain resilience. When fulfillment is not tied to one income stream, you become unshakable. The most rewarding investment you will ever make is not in stocks or real estate or digital currency, it's in yourself. Unlike external assets, your skills, wisdom, creativity, and adaptability appreciate with time. Education, whether formal or self-taught, is not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about expanding your capacity to think critically, solve problems, and live intentionally. When you invest in learning, reading, reflecting, meditating, you become a more valuable version of yourself. This kind of growth creates opportunities where others see limitations. It opens doors that traditional qualifications may never reach. Personal growth is the foundation of both internal peace and external abundance. It is the ultimate form of self-reliance. Life is unpredictable. You will face losses, failures, and moments of despair. Philosophy doesn't promise to erase suffering. It offers you a way to endure and transcend it. Thinkers like Viktor Frankl, who survived the horrors of a concentration camp, taught us that even in the darkest moments, we can choose meaning. Resilience is not simply about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. with greater clarity, strength, and purpose. When you build a philosophical foundation, you develop the tools to navigate uncertainty with grace. You stop reacting and start responding, and that shift from victim to agent is what creates a life of lasting wealth, independent of circumstance. The pursuit of wealth is not inherently wrong, but how we pursue it and what we do with it raises vital ethical questions. Philosophy challenges us to ask, is this wealth aligned with my values? Am I contributing to the betterment of others, or only serving myself? Am I creating justice or exploiting injustice? Am I building a life I can be proud of, or one I must constantly justify? Ethics and prosperity are not opposites. In fact, they thrive together. The most sustainable form of wealth is built on trust, integrity, and service. These are not just moral ideals, they're strategic advantages, because over time only what is built ethically endures. Balance isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for a thriving life. Many chase success at the cost of their health, their relationships, even their peace of mind. But what is success if it costs you your soul? Balance doesn't mean avoiding ambition. It means aligning it. It means integrating all the aspects of your life into a coherent whole: work, family, creativity, spirituality, rest. None of these should exist in isolation. Each feeds the other. When you live in balance, you don't burn out. You burn brighter. You don't just survive, you thrive. A balanced life is a philosophical life. It's intentional, it's reflective, and it's deeply rewarding. So where does that leave us? With a new definition of prosperity, one that is not limited to income, titles, or possessions. True wealth is the freedom to live by your values. It is the courage to choose your own path. It is the wisdom to invest in what truly matters: your mind, your spirit, your relationships, your growth. You do not need to be tied to a single job to be secure. You do not need to chase money to be abundant. What you need is clarity, intention, and the willingness to live differently. You can begin today, not with a dramatic change, but with a subtle shift in perspective. Question the norms, redefine your metrics, measure your life not by what you earn, but by what you become. Each day offers you a choice, to live by habit or by philosophy, to follow the crowd or forge your own way. To chase money or cultivate meaning, every small decision compounds into a life trajectory. You do not need to abandon your job or reject the material world. You only need to stop depending on it for your sense of self. Use it as a tool, not a master. Let it serve your highest values. Let every dollar you earn be an extension of your integrity. Let every hour you work reflect your inner clarity. This is the new wealth, a prosperity rooted in wisdom, not wages. You've now been presented with a different lens, a philosophical lens through which to view money, work, and success. This is not just a theory, it's a practice. You are not powerless, you are not stuck. Freedom is not found in a bank account, it's found in your mind. Prosperity is not given, it is built thought by thought, decision by decision. Let this be your beginning. Choose depth over distraction. Choose growth over greed. Choose a life that reflects your values, not society's expectations. Because in the end, the richest life is the one lived on your own terms, with wisdom as your guide. If this message stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Reflect, rewatch, share it with someone who needs to hear a different kind of truth. And if you'd like more explorations like this, philosophical, honest, transformative, consider subscribing. Your support makes this journey possible. Let's grow together, not just in knowledge, but in understanding, in depth, in wisdom. We'll see you in the next one.